In today's Feldenkrais lesson, you will learn how to turn easier and how to reduce back pain. Please find yourself a comfortable spot on the floor, hit the subscribe button, and enjoy the lesson. Please lie down on your back. Rest with long arms and legs, and sense the overall contact that you are making with the floor. Sense the parts of yourself that are touching the floor, and also sense the parts of yourself that are not in contact with the ground. And now slowly roll your head to the left and back to the middle, and then to the right and back to the middle. And notice, is it easier to turn to one side? You can roll your head a few times to sense the differences. And then bring the movement to a stop and bring your right leg to standing. So your right foot is flat on the floor and the knees pointing towards the ceiling. And now start to gently press the foot into the ground and roll your pelvis to the left. And then bring the pelvis back again and reduce the pressure with your foot. Repeat this movement a few times and sense how is this movement traveling throughout yourself. So you press the right foot into the ground, and this will lead to the rolling of your pelvis to the left. And this rolling of the pelvis might also affect your spine. So you might notice that your spine kind of wants to join into the turning movement as well. You might notice that your left shoulder has more contact with the ground and the right shoulder less contact as you're doing the movement. And maybe even your head might react to the movement. So sense, does your head roll in any way? What is your long left leg doing? Is it also rolling to the left a little bit? And then please take a short break and you can lengthen your right leg again. Now put your right hand onto your left shoulder. So your right arm is kind of crossing the midline and you place the right hand on your left shoulder and the elbow is bent. And then bring your left arm under your right arm and put the left hand somewhere close to your right armpit or the right ribs on that side. So it's the right arm that is on top and the left arm is on the bottom. Both elbows are bent. And this is a position that we often call the self-hug in Feldenkrais. So self-hugging. This is what the position is usually called like. So the arms are not crossed. It's one arm on top of the other one. In this case, it is the right arm on top of the left arm. And now slowly start to roll your chest to the left and back to the middle. And you can do this by sort of thinking about your elbows. So the elbows are going to the left and back to the middle. And the left hand that is somewhere in contact with your ribs on the right side, the left hand can actually kind of pull the ribs a little bit. So it's easier for the chest to roll to the left. So repeat this movement a few times. Notice how you're breathing. Breathe softly while doing the movement. Allow your ribs to be soft. Notice what your head is doing. If you allow the head to roll to the left side as well, it will probably be easier. Also allow your face to remain soft. And where else can you reduce the effort in this movement? And then slowly bring it to a stop and place your arms on the ground again. Slowly bring your right foot to standing again. So the right knee is pointing towards the ceiling and the right foot is standing on the ground. And repeat the first movement of this lesson. So you press the foot into the ground, you roll the pelvis to the left, and notice, is this movement already different than before? Is it easier for the chest, for the upper part of yourself to engage in the movement? Just do a few repetitions and notice if there are any changes. And then bring the movement to a stop, but leave your legs standing. And bring your arms back into the self-hug position. In the same way as before. So it's the right arm that is on top, the right hand is touching your left shoulder, and the left arm is on the bottom, and the fingers of your left hand are close to your right armpit, and they are somewhere touching the ribs on your right side. And now combine both movements. So you press the leg into the floor, you roll the pelvis to the left, and at the same time, you also roll your chest to the left. You kind of imagine pulling the ribs on the right side with the fingers of your left hand. And you also allow the head to roll to the left, and then bring everything back to the starting position again. Allow your left leg to be soft, the long left leg, so it can roll to the left side as well. Breathe freely while doing the movement. You might want to breathe in or breathe out as you're doing the movement. And where else can you reduce the effort? And in general, if we combine the rolling of the chest with the leg, can you roll further to the side now? Take another break. Bring your arms back down and lengthen your right leg. And just notice where your attention is going. Maybe you can already feel differences in the way your body is making contact with the ground. And then one last time, bring your right leg to standing again and bring your arms back into the self-hugging position in the same configuration as before. So it's the right hand, the right arm on top, left arm on the bottom. And then press the foot into the ground, roll everything to the left except for the head. So face the spot on the ceiling. You can open your eyes if you want to. Face the spot on the ceiling and leave the head in the middle. Everything else rolls to the left, but the head remains in the middle. So start with a small movement. Make it slowly to be clear about the directions. So everything is rolling to the left except for your head. The head is facing the ceiling. And after a few repetitions, let your head join in again. So now everything rolls to the left and the head rolls to the left as well. And see, has the movement become even easier? Can you roll even further? Bring it to a stop and then take one last rest with long arms and legs. While resting, sense if the contact with the ground has changed. And then gently roll your head to the left and back to the middle and see, is this rolling movement easier than before? Can you roll your head further? And also roll your head to the right and back to the middle. And notice, is there a difference between the two sides? You can rest as long as you like, and if you want to, you can watch the whole video again and repeat the movements on the other side. If you enjoyed the lesson, make sure to leave a like on this video, and also make sure to check out my Feldenkrais online course if you want to practice the full lesson. Thank you.